All right. Well, now that Teddy's explained his weed dealings to the world,
Yeah. We're live, bitch.
Fuck it, do it live.
Go live.
in this episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss touch DNA. With me tonight is Mammoth Meat Blaster Mystic.
Meat Blaster.
Yep, he's oozing DNA at all times at an extraordinary rate. To counter his constant melting, he has to ingest whatever is in front of him. Tough to be Mystic. We also have, tell them I didn't have anything to do with this Teddy. Just listening to stories about touch DNA might land Teddy in prison for life.
Right, I mean, I didn't. It wasn't me.
Yeah, thank you for signing up to take the fall on this one for us, Teddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, attaboy.
Whoa, white folk. Whoa.
Just sign here. Don't worry about it. Okay,
Yeah, right.
Next up we have Ashtray. No additional play on words is needed for this repeat offender. He's a legend in the touch DNA community. His bodily fluids are so prevalent they can be found in Antarctica and at the bottom of the Dead Sea.
That's right. My fucking DNA, it's like fucking microplastics.
Yep.
Lasts forever.
Finally, there's me. Oh, don't touch me, Oracle. We're constantly shedding cells, and I can't stop thinking about your dead skin flaking off into my food like pork rinds. Stay the fuck away from me. And this is the Red Eye Report.
Some salt and that.
Ugh,
Nice.
gross.
Oh, man.
Before we get going on Touch DNA, we have our weekly benefit event for the Dane County Humane Society.
Damn
Pause for the
right.
cause.
Teddy got a new bubbler, fellas.
Nice.
Oh,
And this
like a
week's...
fucking giraffe cock.
Actually, funny you say that. We're actually sponsoring a giraffe at the Dane County Humane Society.
What? They drafted pit bulls to fight each other. What did he draft? What's the draft?
No, the giraffe.
Giraffe. I thought I said draft. Oh,
Giraffe. What's wrong with the giraffe?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what is wrong with the giraffe? I don't think there's anything wrong, but its credit score is terrible.
Giraffe with a...
What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Jeffrey, the terrible credit score.
Terrible credit.
Giraffe.
No zoo will take him.
Just off the rails.
He actually, he used to work for Toys R Us, but that went bankrupt, so now his fucking credit score is shit. So now,
he had to grow up after he closed.
now he's just shooting fentanyl and hanging out at the Dane County Humane Society.
Wow. I'm with
Man.
Way to go, capitalism. All right.
Dane could have some,
Real hard to shoot up when your hoof's so far from you. Oh.
So tonight we're talking touch DNA. Have you heard of this term
I have
before?
not even heard this term. It
Touch
sounds
DNA?
I thought it was-
sounds kind of like a Billy Idol album
Sure.
name.
It's actually, that is a pretty good album name, Touch DNA. So let me tell you a story. Have you heard of this phantom serial killer that was in the, I think it was around
Laundry time.
2005, 2007, the Phantom of Heilbronn.
Heilbronn.
So this was this
Where's
criminal
that, in
that they're
Germany? That sounds-
in Germany, and the German police, they were tracking this criminal for crimes that had taken place over decades, ranging from where they found DNA on a cookie to a heroin syringe. A police officer was executed.
Don't
There
ever
was-
leave your heroin syringe at the murder scene, you dumb shit.
They racked up, so the Heilbronn police racked up 16,000 hours of overtime pursuing the culprit.
Oh, man, that was a good case.
Yep.
Press some
And
fucking damn.
right, they announced that they found DNA tracings matching that of the Phantom on several cold cases, including a murder dating back to 1993. This was in 2007. The crimes, was a car dealership robbery, school break-in. Any other people that were involved with the crimes, they denied knowing this person. And they
Denied knowing this person who they didn't even have a clue who.
yeah, they're like, we don't
they're
know what
looking for?
you're talking about. And the police are like, you're fucking hiding something. You're
Right?
hiding
You got this mystery
Yeah.
man's DNA all
the
over your sandwich.
Phantom.
Over your sandwich.
Well, so the there was trying to establish the identity of a burned corpse found in 2002. They were re-examining the fingerprints of a male asylum seeker taken from his asylum application made many years earlier. The fingerprints contained the Phantom's female DNA, and they thought it was female. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, so wait. The fingerprints had female DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Was the fingerprints? So it was the fingerprints, though, were part of an asylum application. Was the asylum applicant female or male?
So the asylum applicant was male.
Gender bender.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe
Not that
they can
there's
get
anything
a
wrong with that.
sponsorship deal with Bud Light and piss off fucking David Hasselhoff.
Was he pissed?
No, I don't
No,
think
but
Kid
he's
Rock.
German.
Isn't
He's like
David
he's
Hasselhoff?
like the German
Oh.
Kid Rock.
Oh yeah, he's like
Right.
he's super popular in Germany.
I forgot about that.
So they were like, oh shit, let's test with a different cotton swab. And this time they found no trace of the Phantom's DNA. Interesting. So they started looking into
Some
it,
shit.
and they realize that this DNA that they have been tracking for crimes going back fucking 20 years probably belonged to a person that worked at the cotton swab factory in Austria.
Yeah. She was looking.
What?
Yeah.
So all the swabs they've been using in all these crimes?
Yes.
Yeah, the police got the police got all.
Oh, shit. Twisted the
swabs.
old story.
That's funny.
Yeah, from the same
Yeah.
factory. So all these police
Yeah.
They're like, you're the killer.
y'all got all the swabs.
Right.
Wait, what? I'm
And
trying to
it's-
make swabs here. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Been doing this for years. Best swab maker. Fucking sweet.
So this was a pretty big kind of like, holy fucking shit. We've been going after this for many years, and
Wild goose chase.
yeah, wild goose chase, and it's just a person working in a factory. And they weren't even doing anything, wild. It's not like they were fucking
I'm
jacking
thinking
off into the
cotton
cotton swabs.
No,
They can count
but
before they fucking leave. It's
I
kinda-
guess what you would think is that, in theory, those swabs are presumed to be sterile.
Well, yeah, and they said the
Whoops.
cops even said, they're like, the things were double packaged. We thought they were the Mercedes of cotton swabs.
Mercedes of cotton swabs.
Turns out,
Man,
Yugos.
Yeah,
that's
right.
right. They even had fucking their own GPS.
So let's talk about skin cells and cells.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about cells.
Skin cells and incels.
Yep. Humans shed somewhere around 500 million skin cells a day.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So, keratin blah blah.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
your skin cells go through 4 weeks of maturation before they shed. So, on any one
4
day,
weeks.
oh, I guess this is saying you're probably using about 3 billion skin cells. Anyway, you're losing a lot of skin cells. Everybody's losing a lot of skin cells. And depending
Well,
on, your body
4 weeks to-
composition.
Maturation. So it basically means every month you basically kind of a new set of skin.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. And if you have fucking psoriasis or whatever,
Yeah, right.
you're shedding
Cyndi Lauper.
a shit ton of skin cells.
How much do you shed more? I have psoriasis. How much more do you shed?
You poor bastard.
'Cause you motherfuckers got that shit all over you.
Like a
You
shit
can't walk
brick
around the
house.
Yeah, probably.
Oh God, I got your psoriasis DNA. I took it
Yeah,
home with
dude.
me.
You guys you're gonna murder someone and they're gonna come in.
Right. That's the plan.
Right, or someone will murder me and they'll blame you. How'd you get over here, peg leg?
I need to go to Mrs. house and make a murder.
So I think I found, I don't know, maybe I'll stumble upon it again. They did mention psoriasis, and it just, what it comes down to is it looks like you have been somewhere or have been in contact with something much longer than what it would normally
Right.
seem like, because there would be more skin cells there.
Yeah.
So let's touch DNA, kind of how this is coming about. So they had DNA testing that started in the 90s, and this was a huge breakthrough or whatever. Well, because
Whatever.
because of science, they got better at it, right? They got way better at it.
Got a lot of black man free.
Yeah, right.
And now,
Shit, man, we have Angry Birds now.
now they need much less of a sample in order to be able to identify somebody. So they need as few as 30 cells to identify somebody for a sample here. Yeah, really, not that much. Now, there's a good size.
How close is that match? Is it like a 99.9? Is it, how close is that match?
I think it
Very
depends
well-
on the
40
quality of the
42%.
DNA too.
But
So it can vary, and we'll kind of get into that. So
Okay.
here's an example of where this worked out. So Lynette White was murdered in 1988. So 3 men were imprisoned for a murder, and they were found to be wrongfully convicted. And the killer, they're like, well, what the fuck? Killer's going to go unpunished. Great. But in 2002, they had this
But he didn't pay his taxes.
ability to examine this touch DNA. But when they did this, they matched it to a boy who was too young to have committed the murder. So did the baby commit the murder?
I was still shitting in my Pampers,
Right.
boy. I wasn't there.
Yeah, it's a great alibi.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's,
But get this. DNA samples were taken from that boy's family, and the
Oh,
youth's
okay.
uncle confessed and was sentenced to prison in
Damn.
2003. So just in proximity,
That's right. Way to take a fall for the toddler.
yeah,
Right?
right. He's got too much
You
of a
got your
life
whole
to
life
live.
ahead of you.
I know I've got this murderous,
He's the
rapey
chosen
nephew, but
Yeah.
all right. So just being in proximity to this child, whatever, holding the kid, being around the kid or
like
whatever,
a shedder, super shedder.
just a regular old kid. This guy perpetrates this thing. The kid's DNA is the thing that survives, and that's how they can identify and link to this guy.
did they say what kind of DNA they got? I mean, because skin cells
Oh, wait.
are pretty.
So you're saying the child's DNA was on him,
Yes.
and then he committed the crime,
Yes.
and it was the child's DNA that showed up.
Yes.
But the kid was a
Damn.
baby, so he couldn't have
Yeah,
physically done it.
exactly. So that's how they
Right,
tracked
but
it
that
down.
DNA lasted that long.
So when they say
Can you hear me?
touch, yeah, we can hear you.
yes, Teddy, what do you have to contribute?
Well, I was talking earlier. You interrupted me. It says Mike Muter right here.
Just like usual, Teddy.
What do you mean, like usual, Teddy?
That I'm interrupting you. I'm sorry, buddy. What did you have to say?
Jeez, go fuck yourself. Continue.
So this touch DNA is, I mean, when they say fucking touch, it is touch DNA. You don't have to get deep in there or anything.
Your hands on the surface.
Right. Hands on the surface kind of shit.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
nothing.
that is all it takes on this.
So I was
So
gonna ask you what kind of DNA sample they had from this guy. Was it hair? Was it skin? Was it? So I would think dead skin cells would be pretty hard to find at a crime scene.
oh no, not anymore. It
Oh,
used
really?
to be, but not anymore. And that's
Not
kind of the
anymore.
problem. with this because there's
It is if you're a rapist.
Because they can find them now, but there's so many that get around.
Yes.
Yeah,
So let me give you a few.
Gotta be careful where I
examples here.
shed.
So, with this, because this is so sensitive now, DNA evidence has been misused or misunderstood. So a man with Parkinson's disease who was unable to walk more than a few feet without assistance was convicted of a burglary based on a partial DNA profile match.
Convicted?
Yeah. And it was eventually overturned because his lawyer demanded more tests.
What did it say he stole? I'm curious. What is he going to carry out on?
Grand piano.
you know, and that's the thing is some of these courts and police departments, they look at the DNA because we have in our minds, it's just like, oh, fucking CSI nailed it. Fucking
it's the
DNA.
diamond.
Right.
Yep.
We got it. But now, go ahead.
Look at that dude from Wisconsin, the fucking Stephen Avery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no.
What did Steve Avery do?
Oh, he was the making a murderer guy.
The making a murderer guy. You watched that?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I did. Yeah. I just get
like there was, there's evidence that he didn't do it now, and fucking they're still not letting him out because they don't want to be wrong.
Right.
Like these fucking,
Right. So, some high-profile cases of this that had taken place. We had, remember the Amanda Knox story?
Yeah.
That was that woman in Italy.
Oh, yeah. Student, or whatever. And fucking roommate got stabbed.
Yeah, roommate got stabbed.
Was that it? Oh.
Yep. So, trace amounts of her DNA was found on a kitchen knife, which she had used to cook with before. And
when you wash a knife, how often do you actually like scrub the handle?
And
I guess
maybe that wouldn't even matter.
Dirty motherfucker ashtray.
So and
wash your handles.
And a trace amount of her DNA was found on the bra clasp. She was fucking convicted and put in prison for like 5 years because of that. Until they looked at it, somebody else has like, hey, you need to look at this DNA evidence.
Yeah,
again.
right.
And they fucking.
This is a white American girl. We won't let this stand.
Exactly.
I like the dedication on Ashtray's face when he said that. We would not stand.
John Benet Ramsey. Remember John Benet Ramsey?
Oh, yeah.
That's the...
Boy, that was a big one in the 90s. What was she like? Was she like 10?
Yeah, she was this kid, and, everybody
weird pageant.
Right.
Kind of
everybody thought her parents had killed her, and then she was exonerated because they found somebody else's DNA on her underwear. Well, they look at it again in 2008. So Mary Lacey, an investigator, concluded in a letter exonerating the Ramsey family that an unknown male's DNA on John Benet's underwear must belong to the killer because no innocent explanation existed for its presence. After in the light of this touch DNA and whatnot, growing body of peer-reviewed scientific literature says otherwise. Unfortunately, many state crime labs and police departments haven't caught up. So it's very likely that, that's touch DNA.
So who's touching her undies?
Yeah.
Let me show you some other examples of this.
Okay, so the main thing I remember about that John Benet Ramsey story is that after the parents' divorce, the dad started dating. Remember that chick who disappeared in Aruba or whatever?
Yeah.
The dad started dating that chick's mom, and that was fucking weird.
Oh yeah,
was
because
that
he's
after
a murderer.
The chick disappeared?
Yeah, because he murdered his
before
daughter.
The chick disappeared.
Right. Here's another one. Okay, so this guy, there was this Silicon Valley guy, and this is a different case than the recent Silicon Valley guy that got murdered. Trying to find it, but anyway, Guy got stabbed. They look
a
at
CEO, right?
But I think this is a different case. I guess
not this
CEOs
recent one?
in Silicon Valley get stabbed all the time.
I mean,
Right.
Right. Like, what the fuck?
what the fuck
These
is
days, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so they fucking do an investigation and they're like, oh, well, it must be this other guy. Well, it turns out that other guy was incapacitated in a hospital and could not have completed the crime. You know where the DNA came from? It's because the EMTs had worked on the guy that was incapacitated first and then went and picked up this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how fucking sensitive this shit is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're then it's just like, man, it almost seems like are some people are trying to make it inadmissible in court because it's almost too broad of a.
I think it kind of should be. Like, that seems ridiculous.
If you can get such a small sample, just being able to get. But I think they're so excited about getting DNA from such a small sample that they probably don't get the complete thing to match it to.
Well, and whenever somebody makes a discovery like that, I guarantee you they want it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're going to
get a match in your system. That's the thing too. It's
about the percentage. Like what's
funny is that these
matches they're getting.
You have to also remember that these matches are because they're only matches because it's DNA they've already got in the system. You know, or if you get touch DNA that's not anyone in the system, it's still going to be like a wild card. Then you got to find some way to match that. But otherwise,
it's like that with any other DNA, though, too. Spit.
Yeah. Right.
If they're not in the system, you're not going to find it.
Right. It's not in the system.
So I don't think that's the problem. I think it's just that they're using what should be a coincidence as evidence to fucking convict a guy who was incapacitated in a fucking hospital. You know?
Well, that's just lazy cops, man. I mean,
the science is so precise now that they can find such small, or they can get these matches out of small traces of DNA.
So it's not even a match.
Of course, they want it to stick because people.
What's the percentage? I mean, I'm curious about. I'm like some of these cases. I know that.
So when you guys say match, there's no match here. It's somebody's DNA. Like it's so. You have other people's DNA on you right now, just from.
I get that, but the cops aren't going to know who they are unless they're fucking the shit's in their system, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's the thing is, it's like this can throw so many red herrings out there, and maybe right. So it's not a matter of like, oh well, this X amount of markers match up. It's like a 99.9% that DNA
is on you,
right? It belongs to that person.
Yeah.
And it's their DNA.
The human investigators are assigning that to guilt instead
exactly. That's the point here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just because it matched.
Right. Yeah. There's no.
That man's bedridden. He must have done it.
Right. There's no doubt that. Oh yeah, we can detect
he had
the
nothing
DNA.
Else better to do.
But how did that DNA actually get there? That's the real. Kind of the real kind of.
It'd be interesting. I never thought about it, but it in the kind of paradox of being all the more accurate that we can find these little trace amounts of DNA, we're actually making it less precise.
Yeah.
I guess, are we going to have a certain factors of like, you know what? Sure, this is 30 skin cells, and we can get a DNA strain out of it, but like, it is only 30 skin cells compared to here's a big fucking cum stain.
Because we can.
This cum stain might be the actual product.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of things can be solved if you just asked yourself that. You know what I mean? Whenever people are like, yeah, we can do this, but like, should we?
Yeah, should we?
No, I don't think so. Just because they want clearance rates. You know what I mean? Cops get bonuses on that.
Well, and also the family members and the victim want justice.
Right.
Right, exactly. I get that, but
yeah, and I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
We got some DNA. We're gonna hunt them down. Oh, it's a 3-year-old child.
And in our modern
what a fucking animal.
world, our modern like Hollywood world, we all think that like CSI is 100% infallible. You know, it's fucking
and it's so bad. Like it gives people believe shit.
CSI is awesome.
I'm just fucking with you. I've never watched it.
I've never seen one episode.
I've seen some. And it's that kind of like hyper, like fast forwarded
procedural.
Yeah.
Here's the DNA match. Here's his address. Oh, he's going to work right now. We can see him on the fucking camera. So it's like
John Oliver did a DNA one a while ago. It was a few months ago, but it was really good. Just how inaccurate it really is.
So I guess going forward, when you hear about DNA or whatever, I mean, kind of know that, it isn't just this fucking ironclad, like, oh, well, the science says this. I mean, it could be really fucking based on some very circumstantial stuff. Right. And there's people's DNA. We're getting to the point where they're detecting people's DNA all over the fucking place.
Right.
Just living our lives.
Everywhere.
Right. Just people everywhere.
It could be,
I mean, I have a fan blowing on me now.
Right.
The fucking couch and wall is probably just
covered in your nasty old skin cells.
This makes me scared to touch people. Like I hug people all the time when it comes to the restaurant. And I'm like,
I'm like,
oh my God,
no icky white people. That's
I mean,
they're not like very clean.
Accused of like, oh yeah, no, you fucking robbed, the fucking SVC bank, and it's like you were just giving out handies in the back of Wendy's, Like,
it's like that dude was at Wendy's before getting a blowjob in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
That dude giving the blowjob was me. Unfortunately, I need cocaine.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
All right,
I can get the money. I just don't, know what I have to do to get the money. So.
$20 is $20, man.
Right? Yeah.
So there you have it. Touch DNA. Fucking watch it.
How much DNA is in that dude's mouth right now?
Fuck him in the face.
A lifetime's worth.
He's never getting that out of there.
Oh, man,
Listerine ain't taking that out of there.
Fucking dentist.
Listerine will kill anything. It'll kill anything.
Right.
That shit burns so goddamn much. It'll kill anything.
Cancer couldn't kill ashtray.
I was going to say, I probably give him oral cancer.
All right. Well, on that happy note, let's move on to the next portion of our show.
Segue.
Oh my God!
Where we move on to the What's Sexy, where Ashtray gives you oral cancer.
Mystic needs to stop encouraging it. First off, stop trying to live vicariously through his bullshit.
I don't know that he's going to be able to talk.
First up, we have Teddy with Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, an EA game actually. It's actually pretty cool. This game, they really listened to the people who complained about the first one and things we said about the first one and made it better. There's fast travel now. There's it's one of those games where you don't they don't come up with a bullshit reason for him to lose all those powers and have to relearn their own.
That bullshit.
I mean, like something happens and all of a sudden, I got to relearn all the shit you did in fucking 12 hours.
Are we talking about a video game here?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course we are. I'm kidding.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
It's Teddy talking. It's a video game.
It is a video game.
Have any of you have they said May the 4th be with you today?
Oh, fuck.
I saw it up on some fucking lab whiteboard.
Because when I walked into work, I said, if anyone says that shit to me, I'm going to fucking punch you. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I like Star Wars. I'm not that much of a guy.
It's like, how long have people been doing that? 5 years?
Yeah, we've been fucking. Oh, no, it's been longer than that.
It's been longer than that? I don't know.
It's been longer than that, yeah.
Has it been 20 years?
I don't think it's
I don't think it's been 20 years.
About 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, maybe
they're getting traction, but it's so fucking dumb.
I remember my boss saying it to me in like 2015 at Pizza Hut. That was like 8 years ago. It was like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I heard
that. May the 4th shit is really dumb. The game is really cool, though. Thank you for trying to hijack it.
It looks pretty cool. Sorry, I had to say it because I
understand. Yeah, is today May the 4th? It was yesterday.
Yeah, today. Yeah.
Holy shit! Look at that.
That does look pretty cool. Is it just solo or like?
I'm hearing all these people are shitting on it on Reddit.
Oh, because the PC port is
PC
terrible.
The PC port is terrible. But the thing about this is games that have been coming out on console for the past few years that go to PC port that come out on PC port have always been terrible. It's like a fad with PCs now.
Yeah, they really have been fucking up ports pretty badly.
It's crazy that a PC would have a problem playing this game. I mean, the game on my Series X is 135 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like,
yeah, but PC should have no problem.
It's
It's just the way the game was built. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got lazy and tried to fucking use the guts of that instead of building it for the PC.
Mm-hmm.
I've read stuff before that it's easier for them to take a PC game because it's of the way it's built and port it to consoles.
Oh, I could believe
versa.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, Teddy. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. It is a single player game.
Oh, okay.
It expands on the first one. It's not longer. There's 5 stances now. It's. I just like it. I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't say that stupid made the 4th shit because
Yeah.
Hey.
I like Star Wars too. I'm not super fucking. I'm not super into that shit.
Yeah, I actually started the
fucking dumb.
What's Jedi Survivor? Is that the one?
Isn't that's what we're talking about?
That's what we're talking about.
Oh, what's the one before that? Fucking Jedi
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yeah, I started that again because I need to finish that. I'd like to finish that before I
This is the continuation of that. It's a lot better.
Nice.
Still get it for the PC.
Yeah, just don't get it for the PC.
Yeah. Well, by the time I get to it, hopefully they'll have the port sorted out.
God.
Well, it'll probably be on Game Pass. I mean, the first one came to Game Pass after like a year or so. So
that's true.
Try it.
All right. Next up is me, John Mulaney, Baby J. This is a John Mulaney special that he just dropped on Netflix.
Woe is me. I'm so successful and fucked up.
It's pretty funny. He had a just total breakdown in, I don't know, 2022, was it that soon? I don't know.
I think it was 21
or 21. He was like a huge fucking crackhead.
Big douche.
And ended up going to rehab. Yeah.
What was his main drug of choice?
Coke.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah. And
I thought maybe he got into like meth and was getting real.
No, he still got his teeth.
I mean, it kind of seemed like he was holds barred. Yeah.
Coke all out.
Way more of a drug problem than you would expect for a guy like that.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a cokehead.
No. Look how skinny he is.
Look how dorky he is. Of course he needs cocaine.
But, like,
to feel
when you
better
go
about
back and
himself.
watch like his old specials, you can tell. You could fucking totally tell. Like that dude. It's when you find out, like when you watch Robin Williams, you're like, this dude is just high as fuck right now.
Yeah. It's pretty funny though, and basically he just rips on himself the whole time, and he weaves his story of going into rehab and all that shit, and just being a crackhead. It's funny as shit. Him telling the story.
The best line is, when you're a coke addict, you see the world in surfaces. Because he's talking about doing coke off of that baby changing table.
Oh, yeah.
It's like nobody changes their kid on the baby changing table. I think I just always thought that was just there for us to do fucking coke off of.
That's a service to coke on.
What?
A baby changing table is not. I mean, I would think that's a horrible surface to do coke on.
Well,
yeah,
you get plenty of baby shit DNA.
Perfectly flat. And it's like usually fucking perfect level if you're like 6 feet tall.
I've
done it.
I was catching the cocaine. That's what I'm doing.
Right. And you could always blame it on it's just baby powder.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How many babies?
Where's your child? That's a good question, officer.
Oh man,
that's a good question, officer.
Yeah,
where's my baby?
Do you think there have been babies that have gotten contact fucking coke buzzes off of changing tables?
They're really fussy, and it's like I swear I wiped him, honey. He's really upset. Right?
There are people who give my babies cocaine just to
cocaine diaper rash.
I mean, humanity's fucked up.
Don't change your baby in like a fucking Waffle House fucking changing a room or something.
Nobody in a Waffle House affords.
And now I wonder how much cocaine he had on his ass as a baby because of you fuckheads.
Yeah, Eddie, why are you changing your kid in there, dude? Don't do that.
Because he needs to be changed.
Hey, I'll be honest. I actually have never used the baby changing station for any drugs.
See, that's a gentleman right there.
Right?
You're welcome, America.
Well, right, yeah, I may be fornicated on a baby changing station, but no drugs.
I should have disinfected all of those.
No, it was the tank. It wasn't the seat.
Right.
The tank.
Yeah, the seat's just that's fucking disgusting. A fairgrounds toilet seat is not the place to be doing cocaine from.
Yeah, because the fairgrounds tank is way better, I'm sure.
Hey, desperate times.
The fairgrounds have real bathrooms.
And then went on stage and
quarter potties.
All right, moving on. We have Mystic fired on Mars.
All right, so this show is. I like weird shit, and this is even almost a little too weird for me. Like it's so the premise is this guy, played by Luke Wilson. It's a cartoon. He's a graphic designer, and this is in an indescript amount of time in the future. It up on Mars. They doesn't really ever say what they do. It's called Marsley, but then they fire him once he's there for a month or two because they don't need a graphic designer anymore. So now he's stuck in this fucking compound on Mars without a job. And some weird shit just ensues. It's just kind of like a Seinfeld. It's like a show about everyday life, but it's ridiculous.
Man, this is a fucking weird ass premise.
I saw this. Yeah. I was thinking
it's kind of funny because graphic designers, we're the bottom of the art totem pole.
You guys are valuable. I mean, you're not, but you guys are valuable.
What's this on? HBO?
HBO Max, yeah.
I gotta re-up my HBO. I gotta watch Dune again.
Oh, part 2 is coming out, bro.
I know.
About that.
It's a great fucking movie.
It's a great fucking book.
So what now? It's a book. You read it?
Well, Dune, I read Dune. Long time ago.
Not Dune. This fucking.
This
was a book. I think this was.
This was a book too. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Was it? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. What's the name of it? Do you know?
Fired on Mars.
Is that the name of the book?
I think. No idea. That's what the show is called. It's just weird. It's one of those kind of. I just put it on in the background. And then when I hear something ridiculous, I rewind it a little bit.
All right, and we have Ashtray.
Oh yeah, what's sexy? Dead Rabbit whiskey, baby.
Dead Rabbit whiskey. I've never had it.
That is
Dead Rabbit, like the gang from Gangs of New York.
Yeah,
assuming, yeah.
There you go. Take a pull of Dead Rabbit whiskey.
Natured in Ireland. Yep. That's about all I got, really.
All right.
This week was pretty tame, boys. No fucking...
We don't care. Move on. He's going to talk about fucking somebody in the face again. Move on.
Next up, we have Fuck What You Think, where we go and kick Jeffrey, the unemployed giraffe, in the fucking ribs.
Of course, his name's Jeff.
That's a high kick, too.
Yeah, it is.
That's a real... It's like a Bruce Lee high kick. We not making that. We got to throw shit. Just throw Ashtray.
Throw Ashtray. Fucking chuck me like a human spear.
First up, we have me with What the Hell is Going On? Read this article. I guess I don't really understand what is happening in our culture right now.
Because you're getting old.
I guess. But with all of this fucking
have to remind ourselves.
Cross-dressing trans ambassador shit, I don't even know what the fuck, what the hell is happening with this?
Wait, tell us the story. Trans ambassador cross-dressing.
Okay, hold on. So let me share the screen here. So
because I want to try to support our trans viewers.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything against fucking trans people, but this is fucking. It just feels like this is like the biggest priority for these organizations in the U.S. Navy now. So
desperate for membership.
Pictured on the right, is, well, on the left is the guy that shot fucking Osama bin Laden, a Navy SEAL. The guy on the right is this
way more handsome
trans ambassador.
Wait, that's a trans man?
Yeah. So
I gotta be honest. They look alike. If the guy on the left changed his hair and
it kind of looked like the father and the son.
They look like. I would agree with Ashley, father and son. I mean, maybe I'm being racist. All white folk look alike, but they.
No, I kind of thought it looked like a younger version of the same person initially before.
Right. So there's Harpy Daniels, and if you watch the video here, so this is a trans ambassador.
Harpy Daniels, a person named Harpy.
So enlisted in the Navy, hired by the Navy to boost recruitment of younger people. And the fucking Osama bin Laden guy, he was just like, I can't believe I fought for this bullshit, on his Twitter, which I have to agree. Like, what the
absolutely
fuck
agree
is
with
going on here?
That's crazy, dude. I can't believe this is an actual thing from the Navy.
I know. Like, what the fuck?
Have you never heard the song "In the Navy" by the
YMCA?
But do you need a fucking cross-dressing ambassador?
Well,
I'll
give you an argument. Like, you know what? That ad is targeted to a certain audience. Of course, it's going to make everyone say, "What the fuck?" But you know what? If trannies want to serve in the Navy, God bless them.
No, not God bless them.
What?
Why? They can't serve in the Navy?
No.
No. It's not American.
Fuck out of here. Who gives a shit, dude?
What the fuck?
Are you fucking kidding me? Why does the Navy want fucking... Dude, come on, man.
Because
I
they
just
need
don't
anybody.
get it, man.
I don't fucking
get it.
Inclusion. You need to fucking...
Hey, now you're just being a bigot. The thing,
yeah,
my point being is that ad is...
I'm sick of fucking hearing about it.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
I really am.
How effective do you think... So if Harpy... had to be an actual Navy fucking person.
How effective would they be?
In
Probably
their job? Exactly. So why the fuck do you need these people?
No. I'm pointing out the Navy's desperation, just like all the military services right now, need bodies. And I'm not saying this ad is going to work because you know what? Any smart tranny is fucking not gonna be like, I ain't going to the goddamn Navy. Like,
what the fuck?
Of course, it's not gonna be effective, but nonetheless, I think they have every right to target advertise to the tranny community.
I agree that this is. If I was the dude that shot Osama bin Laden, I'd fucking be pissed.
Dude. I'd be pissed. I'm telling you that right now. Right?
Yeah,
I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm kind of fuck. I got my blood pressure going because that's just ridiculous.
That was an
actual ad from the United States.
Yeah. Wow, and it's like I don't know why suddenly this is such a huge priority.
I was watching Bill Maher last week, and I don't know who it was, but it was some fucking professor or somebody talking about how the United States with the woke culture, they're literally making us look weak to the Chinese and the Russians. Why do you think the Russians are doing what they're doing? They know we're not going to fucking get directly involved in anything. We look like fucking pussies nowadays. We're the fucking most powerful nation on the earth. We're fucking we're targeting fucking trannies in our Navy. What the fucking fuck, dude? You think Russia's doing that? You think China's doing that? You think fucking India's doing that?
No, because you can't be tranny in India or China. Of course not. They don't believe in them.
Right.
We're gonna be dead 15 years.
Oh,
country
15
won't even
years,
exist.
My ass.
I won't be here. I won't be here, but you'll be here to see.
Yeah, that's because it'll be health problems if I could take you out. Now you trannies.
Obviously.
It'll be
tranny health problems because I'll probably get tranny eyes.
You'll be so swooned by the cultural moment that you'll all of a sudden become tranny yourself. And we're like, but Mystic, you really were against this. Like, I don't know. I just been questioning.
Mystic would be what's that John Waters? Who's that like nasty ass?
Was it?
I know who you're talking about.
God,
not
from
Dynasty,
Pink Flamingos.
No, from Pink Flamingos.
Pink Flamingos
Died of AIDS, didn't he?
What the fuck was her name? It was
Pink Flamingos.
Divine. That's it. Yeah, not Dynasty. Divine. Oh yeah.
I just
Teddy,
feel like there's
Teddy, you'd know her if you saw her.
Hold on.
Well, let me see her.
Yeah, let me.
Divine. Man, you want to think like
trannies in the Navy? What does Donnie think of that?
I don't know, but it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Is Donnie in the Navy?
He was.
What happened to Don't Ask, Don't Tell?
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
Well, also remember, we all know that everyone in the Navy's gay.
My dad's not gay. I mean, he's fucked a couple
right?
men in the
We
face,
just pretend for the family,
right?
Okay, and
you shouldn't be so upset about it.
The picture. So this is Mystic if he ever becomes a fucking tranny.
Oh yeah, you would be fucking Divine.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean, that's pretty spot
That's some
on.
voluptuous shit right there.
Yeah.
I've never seen titties try to get away from each other so bad. They're like, we don't want to be here.
Right? It looks like she's laying on her back, like they're in her armpits almost. Yeah.
Well, back then she's working with what she could.
All right.
Yeah,
moving on, we have Teddy with false threats.
Okay, so I get an email. I got to read this to you all. Sorry.
From a prince in Bel Air.
I got a text. I got a text that said, parents, please see email about false threats against schools. And I get an email about it. It says you may have seen news stories over the past few days, which I have not seen, or heard about hoaxes.
Teddy wasn't paying attention.
I do pay attention to myself, but I did not hear anything about this. But there are these threats, and it's I'm just like it's kind of fucked. It's just weird to get startled by a text about threats. The TBI says it's a hoax. It's a hoax. It originated out of Palm Beach, Florida.
So the text message was a hoax, or the emails were a hoax?
No, the threats against schools. There have been threats against Tennessee schools across the state,
coming out of Florida.
A lot of shit happening in fucking Tennessee lately, Teddy.
Oh yeah, my son this year he's gonna have a bulletproof backpack.
That's sad,
backpack,
but
then.
that also makes sense.
Say what?
It's sad, but it also makes sense.
It is extremely sad, but I mean
Right.
it's
Yeah.
The fact that I have to pay $300 for a backpack is extremely sad. $20, bro, Walmart. Let's do it. Minecraft, Rocket. But it was just like when I saw that text,
it's a Minecraft bulletproof backpack. That's impressive.
No, it's not Minecraft, but the $30 one at Walmart would be $30. Would be Minecraft, but yeah.
But instead, you're getting the bulletproof one.
Yeah, he's like, Dad, this one's not cool looking, and it's heavy.
I don't care.
You're gonna be alive,
right?
Serpentine.
You hear shooting, you just open this up and jump inside.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
When I saw this and then learned about those threats, I'm like, but like I said, the TBI says that they're not credible, but at the same time, you still kind of, as a parent, you kind of worry. School is out in May 23rd, so there's like 2.5 weeks. I think.
And who is making these false it's like swatting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that shit is nefarious, and motherfuckers in their mom's basements.
I mean, I remember, did y'all ever have bombs called in your school? I remember having to go outside because a bomb threat was called in.
Yeah, it happened once.
We had it like one time.
Once, twice a year.
Yeah,
I never had a bomb threat at school.
Oh, really?
I think
tornado drills.
Yeah, we were prior.
Right?
Yeah.
Prior to a lot of that shit popping off, because I graduated in 2001, and that's before cell phones and social media and shit.
Yeah, like high schoolers didn't have cell phones in 2000, 2001.
In 99, they were doing that shit.
But also, it was before 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Everything changed.
Everything changed. We're all different now. Look at us.
But it's weird that
I blame our podcast on 9/11.
Like besides us, like the Middle East, it's
Thank you, Osama
I
bin
blame
Laden.
9/11 on our podcast.
We're the only fucking like country that has to worry about sending the kids to school.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked.
Well, there was not.
You think that
Serbia
the
just
Sudan
had one.
sends their kids to school?
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Besides, like a weird.
Oh,
okay,
it's starting to get around to other countries now. It's just harder for them to find guns.
Yeah, that's true.
I get you. The gun violence in this country is just fucking insane.
It's fucking insane.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, we jokingly like in the chat we're like, oh, now all these other minority groups need to step up, and then didn't you find that like was it 17 whatever like this Indian group went in and just like shot up this school?
Yeah, shot up a
like,
school in like
oh man,
1700s.
they started the first school shootings. Way to go, Native Americans.
To be fair,
they were stabbing them too. They weren't even shooting them. They were like,
sure.
two of them got shot with bow and arrows, and then the rest.
I'm not saying it wasn't justified, Teddy. I mean,
that's some
yes.
fucking up close and personal shit, man.
Back then, also there was no one was going to tweet about you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It took like 17 days to get like messages.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Can you
save my horse back?
That was 2 weeks ago, man.
Oh man.
There was no touch DNA back then either.
No. You can't tell which brown person did it.
Yeah. You just thought, whatever. All the evidence just pointed to the brown people.
It's always the brown people.
That was
the
forensic evidence worked back then.
We have Ashtray with done attack on the Kremlin. Or
the old
drone. Not done. Well done.
Yeah, drone attack. I missed the old R in there. Have you guys seen the video footage of this? Oh, Russia's like, the Kremlin's under attack by drones. Watch this. It's like, me.
What a bunch of babies.
It looks like something blew up in that South Park movie. Fucking Team America. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like it's like a firecracker
What
going
a
off.
It's just like a firecracker. It's like,
babies.
didn't even take the flag on the head. Putin's safe. And it's like, of course, this is totally one of those like false flags. Like, no, Ukraine is droning. It's like,
meanwhile,
you know how long it would take a
them
drone
for
going
a
that slow to
year.
fly its ass over to fucking Russia to
So here's
missiles.
the thing, though. Even if it was the Ukraine, who gives a fuck?
Right. At this point,
Fuck
it's like
you, Russia. You've invaded their country, you
I mean,
dipshit.
they are at
motherfucker.
war.
No.
It is.
Well, who gives a fuck though? Is the people who are like, all right, what's this mean? Because it's on the eve of their whole victory day, right? Well, what does it mean? It's just like when he bombed those fucking apartment buildings. You remember that in 1999?
Yeah.
That's how
he
justified going
that's,
into Chechnya and like fucking bringing the hammer down on him.
Right.
And it's like one of these maneuvers like, oh, the fuck, they're getting right into the heart of Russia. Now we got to really clamp down because also it's one of these things where there's that weird side effect that journalism, war journalism, especially with satellite phones and stuff, is or it's like a lot easier to get kind of imminent. All these articles right now are talking about the counter offensive that Ukraine is about to, conduct, because everyone's just like, this is the way the momentum of the war is gonna have to go, and so yet everybody then knows about it, and so it's like this is Russia just trying to fucking throw some shit in to what people think
a full scale
to justify, or just to justify like bringing up, ratcheting up the heavy measures that would be condemned.
That's for a country that has been doing a pretty full-on attack for over a year now in Ukraine. That's a pretty weak sauce false flag.
Right?
I mean, it's like,
dude, the more I hear about Russia, the more they're just dumb.
Right.
Like they have a lot of bravado and a lot of macho, but like they're fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but like, man.
I would say too, it's not actually so much even a problem of stupidity, but as in like the culture itself since the Soviet era they've absorbed this. There's a term for it, but where it's like everyone Everyone knows that no one
like
really knows what's going on.
Dude, the only reason they have clout is because they have nukes. That's the only reason.
The thing, sure. But the point is that the society as a whole, all Russians know that their government is like telling them this story as that they wanted to hear it. So, and also they know, and even some of Putin's aides have admitted that they've funded counter protest groups, like where the Kremlin themselves will actually fund and create their own dissident groups against actual like Putin, and they're actually the ones funding them. And they've openly admitted it, so they know
the increase of military presence. I'm assuming, right?
No. My point being, though, is that like it's basically like full on, like you don't know really what's going on because we're behind it all, and so everyone in Russia. That's kind of the point. It's like everyone in Russia knows that like at any point, even Pussy Riot, who's getting is Pussy Riot just a stage protest?
So it could be like a big KGB fucking psyop fucking thing or some shit.
It's not KGB anymore. I can't remember what the initials are now. But,
GRU or whatever.
That is the point.
GRU?
Is that and also everyone in Russia, even in the military, kind of knows that like it's all a sort of a show, and everyone knows that like they're not actually telling you the truth, but you got to roll with it. But when you know that, you can do nothing but doubt it at all times. What's really real? Or is this just another like, just like the whole, like, we're going to fly this fucking shitty ass drone and blow it up over and we're going to tatter the flag.
Well, that sounds pretty fucking Orwellian.
Oh, it totally is. But that is where Russia is at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been there since like for the last 15 years.
State-run TV for.
Yeah,
well, at least they don't have
television.
trans ambassadors.
There were so many like liberal.
I bet you, right now
there were a number of liberal American, newscasters or journalists who worked for RT Television, and they then had to come to that like realization where it's like, oh fuck.
Oh,
like this isn't actually as
that was like 3-4 years ago.
Independent, like since it's like kind of closed down. Yeah, they've all kind of realized that like, we were just working for this state arm, even though like they were giving us enough range to say our liberal American opinions, and also probably because we're the ones ragging on the administration at the time.
Yep.
It totally was like they realized they were in the hands of fucking Russia.
In the hands of Russia.
Oh, Putin's old sweaty palm.
Yep. Finally, we have Mystic with WTF Wisconsin.
So, I can't legally smoke weed in the state, but if this bill goes through in Madison, 14-year-olds can serve beer to people in restaurants. Yes.
Is this all across the state?
Yes.
Oh man.
It would just be the people seated at restaurants and not like actually at the bar.
Oh yeah. You know how many small towns need this to go through?
The children of America.
No one wants to work anymore. So you got to use child labor.
Get those children.
You know how many people want to just smoke a joint legally? You know what I mean?
Hey,
I'll give you your 14. I'll let 12-year-olds do it if you
both
make
of those.
legal.
Both of those can be true, Mystic. There's no contention there.
I get that.
When I'm saying this is obviously something being pushed by small. It's probably the Tavern League.
Oh, it's totally the Tavern League.
It's the Tavern League, and it's probably because all these small towns are like, we have no one to fucking work. Yeah. And it's like, can we have Tommy, who's washing dishes in the back, come out and pour some fucking PBRs or hams?
Which, and I have been down there hearing this from multiple restaurants and things like that, bars, restaurants. What happened to the people? Did they get different jobs? Did they?
Oh, this is across the board.
Yeah, but what happened to the fucking people? Where did they go?
Exactly. What happened to the people? Are they just selling drugs?
I mean, some people took that the money in 2020, the money they got and better themselves.
Bullshit. They fucking spent that on a TV or some shit.
They didn't better themselves at $2,000.
I mean, a lot of people got the money and did good things with it. And
really? I don't know.
No, I mean, no, Teddy's right. Like, there has plenty of people did good things with it, but also, that extra $1,000 would help you. Even if it's just like, you know what, I got to move out of this fucking, like, change my situation. They just said a lot of people in the service industry are like, I'm fucking done with this shit. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they're now just doing fucking data entry and white collar shit.
I know a lot of servers that took boot camp classes.
Oh, okay.
Online and shit. So that they crammed like in like 6 or 7 months or 12 months.
Okay.
Whatever, crammed all this information into you. You got.
I mean, that makes me feel a lot better about it. You know?
and you can go to another field because those fields are accepting those certificates instead of diplomas and stuff.
So you both know, more often than not, people just used it for cocaine. I guarantee.
To better themselves.
Cocaine
for 12 hours.
You become that's motivated and energized.
Remember, there was that article that was like, cocaine prevents COVID. It's like, just because COVID can't stick to your sinuses because it's all fucking chalk.
It's covered with cocaine.
Covered in cocaine.
COVID virus is just
rock solid. Well, there you have it. That's our show tonight. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Jeffrey. You dumb
Jeffrey the
bitch.
Giraffe.
Dumb goddamn.
Jeffrey the goddamn heroin
giraffe. Shooting giraffe. That's our show. We're going to be here.
Bad credit too, man.
Right?
He's got to have somebody else tap him up.
He could, Jeffrey. He could have taken that $1,000 and bettered himself, but he didn't.
He did better himself. He brought Merrill here.
Fucking smack.
We're
going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. Can't twiddle us. Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Oracle.
This is the Ashtray.
I missed it.
And I'm Teddy saying Elon Musk is a supervillain.
Oh, Elon Musk is a fuzzy villain. He's not super.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
Autistic villain is what.
Yeah, he is an autistic villain.
He's
Asperger's.
I'm telling you, he's going to be the world's first supervillain. I'm not.